fuck your fake hustle. So as a entrepreneur, I took a lot of classes. I even got a job. Like I currently work for one of the biggest business coaching companies in the nation. I worked for them for like 3 years. I have friends that are business coaches. I've taken business coaching courses and all these different things. And one of the most common things that I hear people say, like motivators and shit, is like, you just got to do it, bro. You just got to fucking do it, bro. Like, doesn't matter how you feel, bro. You just got to do it. It's like the most common advice I've ever gotten throughout my entire fucking life. And the interesting thing about it is I think that's advice for people who've never really experienced like actual like mental illness, you know? Because this is pushback I get from other people. Because it's like if you want to tell somebody just like, get up and do it, bro. Like, but they can't get the fuck up out of bed. And you're going to tell them to do this shit that like scares them way more. It's like just unrealistic. Like it's probably not going to happen. No, I'm not one of these people that says depression is a virus and you're a victim of the virus and your brain and all this shit. It's like, no, you're a victim of your own judgment and your own poor management of your emotions. But even then, as you're recovering, there's still only so much you can do. Because the other piece of information that always come in conflict with the like, just do it, brother. Like, it would be in conflict with this idea that I had that served me much better throughout my life. Which is if I stay true to myself and I listen to my intuition and I do what I know is right and I act in complete authenticity with who I know I am, everything will always work out. And that's always been true for me. I've managed to pull off some miraculous bullshit, obviously with the help of some other people, but the more I stay true to myself, the more things tend to work out in ways that I couldn't have planned. And so I was like, okay, I had to balance the two, right? I was like, I know at some point I'm going to have to do shit even though I know I really don't want to. But right now, like, that actually feels counterproductive. Because there's a certain point where, like, in my experience, depression and anxiety, a lot of that is all just caused by repressing your thoughts and emotions, right? If you have pain or fear or anything, and you, like, try to keep a lid on it for long enough, eventually, like, that fight is going to wear you out, and you're going to get really tired, and you're not really going to have energy for anything, aka depression. And all those thoughts that go, all those open loops in your head that you don't know what to do with because you're too afraid to address them or because there's too many potential consequences, those pile up too, and if you don't completely bury them, they become anxiety. And so, like, I'm really familiar with this stuff. And so the idea that it's more important to be honest than it is to be productive, I think really counts when you're trying to heal from any kind of mental instability or mental illness or anything like that. And so every single time I ever heard a person say that, in the beginning, I'd be like, oh my God, why can't I just do the thing even though I don't want to? What's wrong with me that they can do the thing when they really don't want to? And why can't I do the thing? And I'd be like all judging myself and everything. And then some days I'd get the gumption and I'd go and like fight to make myself do the thing. And it just felt really dishonest. Like, it didn't feel good. Like, I like doing things from my core, from my heart, from my soul. And if I don't want to create, then what's the fucking point of creating? You know, like, if the life I'm going to make for myself by creating when it doesn't feel authentic is going to feel like that, then I don't want that life. I'd rather work on myself a little bit more, find ways to connect to myself and build that creativity honestly that may never make me another dollar and may never benefit anyone else. I'd rather find honest ways to express myself that are going to like help me build that. And so that's what I did. Even if it was just playing video games or reading comic books or just doing writing to myself or little things that would make me happy just so I could connect with myself and they felt honest and real, like I was genuinely getting some value out of it. I would do those things as part of my recovery. And as I went on, what I noticed was as my relationship to myself and what I really wanted to do got stronger and stronger and stronger, I was able to get deeper. And I was able to say like, wow, you know, like I really would like to help people, or I really would like to work out, or I really would like to go on this adventure because I really want to, because I've gotten so good at connecting to what really brings me joy in life that I'm willing to go further outside of my comfort zone because this feels so good. And that's very distinct from going outside your comfort zone because some motherfucker told you to, and you're judging yourself based on what you think they are. And so if you don't live up to your expectation that you projected onto them, then you're a schmuck. Like, I don't buy into that. So fuck your fake hustle. Fuck hustling if it's not honest, if it's not real. If you're hustling for God knows what and it doesn't bring you any kind of joy, if you don't love the hustle, if you don't love the work, if you don't genuinely love what you're doing, then fucking stop hustling. Like, that's what I had to do. I had to get a job. I thought that getting a day job was going to be a fucking failure. I felt like a failure for getting a day job, even though that's what I needed to do to take care of myself, because I knew my authentic drive to create and do all these things, it wasn't strong enough to really sustain me. And I didn't want to have to like repress any part of myself in order to get shit done, right? Because if the voice in your head that says it's too scary to create things and it's too scary to go out and do those things, if that's so loud in you that you have to like grab it and like force it down in order to get shit done, that is an unsustainable foundation. That thing, all that shit that you're shoving aside to get stuff done, the more success you get, the less time you're going to have to deal with that. And as you climb up, those fears are going to get more intense and it's going to require more energy for you to hold them down. And you're just asking for a nervous breakdown. You're asking for burnout. You're asking to fuck your foundation and have to start all over from the beginning. Like, that's what happened to me. And so I swore off any kind of false hustle. I swore off doing things because of pressure, because I needed to prove something to myself, or because I needed to pay rent. So I got a job, you know, like it doesn't pay me a ton of money. Like I'm not wealthy or anything like that. I got to go to Japan, but I had to live off microwavable burritos for like 2 months in order to make it happen. But the point is that like now that I've done that for long enough, and I can create just because what makes me, like I'm making memes now, you know, it's fucking stupid, but it's fun to me. And I'm starting to get clients again. And I'm having conversations with people that are fun to me. And I'm building my business at a rate that feels genuinely enjoyable to me. Like, I don't really want to do anything other than work right now. Like, I have fun. I go out and do things. But when it really comes down to how I want to spend my night, I want to spend it like meditating. And how I want to spend my day, I want to spend it working, because I really like the feeling of being so connected to myself that I can create things that I really want, and I'm connected to my natural desires, and I'm connected to what means the most to me. Because I spent all that time ignoring all the people that told me I should have been doing more, I spent a lot of time ignoring them and doing what I knew was right for me to help me have a stronger connection to myself and have a better relationship to myself. So that when the time came to kill it, and when the time came to hustle, that I'd be ready, and that I'd be hustling in the right direction because I built that foundation, and I'd be doing things I know I cared about. And because a lot of like a big thing that can happen is like you make up your mind into which direction you want to go, and then you think that anything telling you to not do that anymore is resistance or limiting beliefs or any shit like that, when it could be genuinely your brain telling you it's not the right path. And you can't look at that stuff because you got to get it out of the way and keep moving in the direction, or else you're not hustling, or else you're not on your grind, or else you're not back on your bullshit, or you're not whatever the fuck weird thing you think you're supposed to be. Just give it up. Do what makes you happy. Like I learned how to play drums, kind of. I learned how to play guitar a little bit. I got back into fire spinning, and I just moved to LA, and I did all the things that made me happy. And now that I'm here and I'm happy and I can say that my life is something I created, then it's like the ability to create and the ability to support other people and the ability to be of service, that all just comes so much easier. Like it really does. So fuck the fake hustle. Fuck the pressure to do more than what you're actually capable of. Fuck the expectations of anybody who's going to get paid for you to succeed. Like if somebody's out there saying like, you just got to hustle, bro, you just got to work harder, you got to do blah, 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 blah. But turns out that they'll get paid if you believe them, maybe question it. Maybe fucking question it. Especially if they're like, oh, you know, I'll get you into my course and we'll get you doing or whatever. Fuck them. Fuck them. If that doesn't feel right to you, don't do it. Do not do it. However, this has happened to me before because I've gone into coaching courses before. I've decided that I really, really, really wanted something. And then I find the right mentor that says the right things at the right times, and I'm really ready to make an investment, and then I do that. I've done that, and I will do that again. I'm actually going to be in the market for that relatively soon. As my shit gets bigger, I'm going to need help to manage it, so I want to hire a coach. But the point is to not let anyone pressure you into thinking you should be doing more. And to not let anybody think that what you're doing isn't enough, or that the small steps that you're taking aren't enough. If you're going at whatever pace in the direction you want to go in, that is enough. And you deserve to celebrate every teeny tiny ass step that you make. Even if you take one step forward and two steps back, the fact that you took that step forward is good, and you deserve to celebrate that. And eventually you figure out why you took two steps back, and then you can figure out how to not to do that anymore. But in the meantime, go at your own pace, fuck your fake hustle, and just do what makes you happy. And over time, that'll compound, and next thing you know, the life will be better than you could have ever imagined. So I love you. Hope this helped. Let me know if you need anything, and see you next time.